Hello, my name is Robin Wilson. I was a very, very close friend of Priscilla Green's. I met her back in 1987 when we both started at the Attorney General's office. And over 22 years, she has been a big sister to me. She's been a strong black woman throughout the many years that I've known her, and I will miss her dearly. But her spirit remains.
Long friend of Priscilla Green, who went to Wilberforce. One of my sisters went to Wilberforce University in Dayton, Ohio. I'm a lifelong member of the AME Church, and it gives me good pleasure to talk about Priscilla. We had our ups and our downs, but she was a good friend as well as a sorority member.
Priscilla, I love you and will never forget you and will always keep you in prayer. And every time I try to pack my suitcase under 50 pounds, I will think of you.
Priscilla was always a joy to me. Some people couldn't take her. Sometimes they said she was a little too strong in what she said, but to me it was just, that's Priscilla, and usually she was right. So I really enjoyed it, and I'm going to miss her a lot because I'll live before and after book discussions, and of course at the book discussions themselves.
This is a tribute to Priscilla, a strong woman that touched my life in many ways. I was able to learn about Poopaloo. I remember the time that Priscilla was going on a cruise and she was interested in buying some jewelry. I suggested to her that she go to Glitters and talk to Bella. Well, Priscilla went there and she gave the store a hard time, but she came back with a tennis bracelet.
This is the Radio Cake, and I just want to say, on behalf of my dear friend, Priscilla Green, who I miss very dearly, every Sunday, she's come down here, she always order her lunch and order her fish for her book club, and anything else she needed for any kind of catering was need to be done in the community and part of her organization. She always called on me to raise the cake.
Priscilla, I want to thank you for Soul Passage of this wonderful book club. I know you've already started the new book club in heaven.
My book club, Soul Passages, is sacred. We are a group of both men and women who live in a variety of towns and cities in Connecticut. Our coming together is sacred because I am in company of people who love words. The feeling of words is exquisite. Connecticut is a state where African Americans are not only a minority in numbers, but of cultural impact. When our club comes together, it is a reunion. We first discuss our book, led by the person who recommended it. Then we feast and fellowship. Soul Passages has committed to underwrite public service projects each year. Each of the members realize that they have obligations to serve others. Our gatherings are treasured because we come together in a congenial space wherein ideals, emotions, opinions, theories are handed up, shared, and served by each presence. I always come away feeling the blessing of our gathering. Why? Nowhere else can I experience a book discussion, a conversation, sharing that is tailored to my needs as well as other members that form a connection causing everyone to feed and get fed. Knowledge shared, ideals exchanged, confirmations, affirmations. My book club is a blessing to me.
Stay with us, and we will be thinking about you for years to come.
To Priscilla, I know you'll keep us on the straight and narrow. We don't have to worry about that. We miss you.
Thank you, Priscilla.
To Priscilla, who introduced me to the book club, when I asked her, I don't have any good books to read anymore. And she listed about 5 of them right off the bat.
Priscilla. To Priscilla, now that she's an ancestor, I know she'll watch over us. And I'm hoping that I don't hear from you late at night. She knew that I was a night person and she would call me, and I'm a night person, she's a night person. So I'm just hoping that she watches over us, you guys.
To Priscilla, a
presence that's minimal. And to her love, she shared a great deal of love. And I respect that.
To Priscilla, a leader, a woman that I can say so much about. But most of all, I'd like to say that at the National Book Club Conference, you were definitely remembered. Curtis wore your badge the entire time around his neck and told everyone at the conference that it was you were the one responsible for Stephen Carter being there. And don't you think, Priscilla, I didn't tap Stephen Carter on the shoulder and told him if it wasn't for you, he would not be here talking about his book, selling a lot of his new books, Jericho Fall. So I know you were having that book club meeting also with Elan Harris. And what he said
To Priscilla.
3 months ago was at my house when I hosted the book club meeting in May. And just to think she was standing in my living room so strong and not seemingly sick at all. And here already in September she's gone. And I can remember in the church when the pastor was giving a testament to her, he was saying how he visited her at the hospital and she was worried about if she was acting right, if she was behaving good. And I just want her to know, if she's looking down on us today, that she, in my eyes, was always acting right and behaving good.
We're down the street from one of the churches from downtown Hartford where we met years ago, where we discussed this book, Standing at the Scratch Line, one of my favorites, and so was yours. I will always remember that Sunday when we debated and debated, and I just could not convince you that this brother, the character in this book, was a hero. I will always love you, I will always remember you and the dignity and the intellect that you brought to our book club. Thank you for some wonderful years. You stood at the scratch line, and so will I.
Priscilla, I didn't know you were so sick. Otherwise, I wouldn't have told you, walk to the hospital.
You sure? She told me about it.
Priscilla, I got to know you well when I served as the secretary, and I know that your sorority was very important, but I think those who have had the opportunity to serve as an officer with you, it's a private club. That's also a private club, and I just got to know you so well during that period, and even my children knew when Priscilla J. Green, that number flashed across the caller ID, and my daughter would answer the phone, and she said, "Penny, you got yourself a good secretary." I groomed her for that role, and I'm going to miss you, and we're all going to miss you.
Yes. In her ever so coy way, well, did you do anything Greek while you were at school? And I said, yeah, I thought she was AK. I said, yeah, I'm a Delta. She said, okay, that's good, that's good. She was happy I was a Delta. She said, I'm a Delta. I said, okay. And over the years, you know, she talked about the book club. We were not there at the beginning. But I'm so glad that something that my husband and I enjoy, talking about books, gave an outlet for both of us to come, even though sometimes there's a show. I was blessed to know Priscilla in 3 different arenas. We were sorority sisters, and as a member of Delta Sigma Theta sorority. She helped us to found the Connecticut chapter of the Wilberforce University Alumni Association. And of course, she invited us to join Soul Passages, a book club.
It's an honor and a privilege to have time to reflect on my dear friend, Priscilla Green. I'm so sad as to her passing personally, but I've known Priscilla well enough to say that her loss was a loss to all of us. She was such a true believer of life, literature, each other. She was very specific of her opinion of how things were supposed to be, and we all loved her for it.
When I die